Oh my goodness, I think this is actually going to happen. An exhibition of the contents of my most recent BattlBox Mission 42 subscription, August 2018. Yeah, back in May, my wife Mahoney subscribed me to this monthly mystery box called BattlBox that sends me, that's supposed to send survival and tactical gear. As we learned last month, that doesn't always happen because they had the Freedom box that was pretty much just full of patriotic American stuff that wasn't necessarily gear, you know, survival or tactical gear. And then the month before that, they had the sniper box, which isn't really up my alley. So for me, it's been a couple of duds in a row after a couple of good ones at the very beginning of my subscription. And now I've been waiting for box 42 and hoping that BattlBox is going to redeem themselves. I tried to do this as a box opening video like 4 days ago and was interfered with by a rattlesnake call. So I tried the next day and was interfered with by a rattlesnake call. So I tried yesterday and was interfered with by a rattlesnake call. But I think this morning we're going to get through it, if only because the cell phone signal really kind of is not so good down here in this part of the coulee. So I'm hoping that there won't be any calls and that maybe I'll just have a message or something when I get to the top. Anyway, yeah, I've enjoyed receiving these mystery boxes, and I think it's you know, it's a kind of a fun gift for somebody, and it inspired me to start putting together a monthly mystery box that I can do as a kind of a draw for the subscribers to my channel. I know most of you are already aware of this, but if you're not and you want to be in the draw, what happens is the beginning of the month I do the draw. I've done 2 of them now, so September's coming up, and actually I'm trying to make this one a really kind of a special box because the subscribers numbers just went up by a few thousand in the course of this month, and I know a lot of the new subscribers are have asked to be in the draw, and you know, I just thought I want to show my gratitude through these boxes, like what I can put into them. So I have been putting stuff from these battle boxes into them. I've been putting things from my wife's subscription box, which is Creepy Crate, into them, and I've been putting some of my own stuff into them. The September box is going to have a bunch of my own stuff. Probably will have a couple of things from these subscription boxes as well, but it's going to be more of things that that I've brought to the box. And how you get entered in the draw is you just comment on this video or any of my videos during the month of August and say you want to be in on the draw. That doesn't mean that I'm going to contact you if I draw your name. It means that you happen to watch the video where I do the draw, then you'll see your name drawn, and and you'll contact me with your information. I'm trying to make this a reward for people that are regular viewers of the channel. Also, what I'm going to do differently this month is, well, September, the beginning of September, when I do the draw, is right after I do the draw, I'm going to do a boxing video where I show everything that I'm putting in the box so that people can see that. But the name of whoever is drawn, you know, it's up to you whether or not you want to spoil it watching the video. I wouldn't. BattlBox does their own videos, their own unboxing videos, right when they ship out their boxes, and it's really tough not to watch them, but I don't. I do, however, usually see the title of their video and it names the theme of the box, and this month's theme is the tracker box. I knew that going in. So it was exciting to me knowing that that was coming, because that sounds like, you know, a kind of a theme that fits with some of the stuff that I do. I might find tracker box products interesting and useful. So let's get into the box. First off, you always got your card with BattlBox that lists all the materials in the box, all the products that are in there, and on the back of the card and their values, and on the back of the card they have a sit rep that kind of goes through a little bit about how to use the products and this kind of thing and how they fit together with the theme of the box. So like I say, this month's box is the tracking box, Mission 42, and there's 4 levels to BattlBox subscription. I'm at the advanced level. You got a basic box, an advanced box, a pro box, and a pro plus. And Mahoney subscribed me to the advanced level, and I think that's the smartest level to actually get in on. It's $49.99 a month, and you get all the materials that are in the basic box, plus you get a couple of advanced items, and you know, it's under 50 bucks. The next step up in pro, you add another 50 bucks. It's $99.99, and you don't always get that much value. I've seen pro boxes where the pro content is just one thing and it might not be the useful thing for you. And then the Pro Plus adds another 50 bucks still, and that's just for the knife of the month. So to me, the advance is the way to go, and that's what I have, and we're going to go through that. So we're going to start with the stuff in the basic box. The first item in the basic box, valued at $12.99, is the SAS Tracking Handbook. And when I read it, I thought, when I was doing the unboxing and I read SAS Tracking Handbook, I thought, oh, this is going to be some crummy military handbook, you know, but it's not. It's actually a nice, you know, it is listed as military tactics. It's a military-ish book, but it's really nice color pictures, and looks like easy reading, and it covers a lot of different stuff on that theme of tracking. You know, it gives the military uses for it, of course, but it also, you go through tracking animals and using dogs to track and all kinds of different strategies and skills and stuff. So I think this book, I might actually like look through it and maybe read parts of it. So I'm kind of as far as books in these subscription boxes go, I usually am not into them, but this one I think I'll put on my bookshelf and refer to. So that's the SAS Tracking Handbook. It's written by Barry Davies, who was in the British SAS and the Special Air Service, and he's got his credentials listed back here, the different missions that he was involved in while he was in SAS and such. Let's see, the second item in the basic box, valued at $3.99, is the UST Learn and Live tracking cards. So what these are, you just get a sample of them basically with this box. You could contact the company and get, you know, the full set, but what it is you have these cards and they show the track of a, you know, North American mammal and a little picture of him. It's got a little description of the animal, and each of these cards has 2 sides to it, so you get 2 animals. So like there's coyote on this side, flip it over, there's bobcat. So it goes, you know, everything from deer, mice, and raccoons, and it's a bunch of animals that they give, but it's not a really thorough selection of North American mammals in any sense. So it leaves you wanting to get the other cards if you're interested in the cards. I'm not really interested in the cards. I've got some really good North American mammal track guidebooks, and so I don't find this very helpful. And you know, I don't know, you just get the tracks. It doesn't show you like the pace, doesn't show you how the feet are normally spread from each other and this kind of thing. So I don't find these particularly useful, but they're only a $3.99 value is kind of a throw-in. So that's that. The next thing is in the basic box still is the Animal Tracks casting kit, valued at $9.50. Now this, I think, is a pretty cool item, right? Because this is fun for kids. So I am going to definitely take one of my nieces and make use of the animal casting kit. Comes with, you know, basically instructions and some whatever you would call this plastery stuff. So you just add water and mix and put it over the track and let it dry, and there you got a track impression in plaster. So yeah, that's a fun thing. That's a fun thing. It's not necessarily like gonna help you with tracking and all of this stuff, but it's just a fun thing to play with and get kids interested in it and that kind of thing. So I like that item. So far so good as far as redemption goes for this month, right? Already finding a couple of useful things for me. The next item in the basic box is a Wazoo tracking field kit, WTF bandana. So that is this dealio here. It's valued at $14, and it's basically a two-piece thing. First of all, you get this ruler, because a lot of times if you're dealing with small mammal tracks, especially like mice and voles and these kind of things, a ruler really helps you identify which species you're dealing with. So you get a little ruler with it, and of course this ruler is also a bracelet, and the bracelet is wildlife themed. So you got, you know, a forest scene with some bear and stuff like that in there. Kind of cool in itself. But I really like the bandana because, you know, there's all kinds of uses for a bandana when you're out and about. All kinds of survival uses, all kinds of camping uses, all kinds of just everyday hiking uses for a bandana. And so what's printed on here are pretty much like actual size North American mammal tracks, a bunch of them. It's not a, you know, again, it's not a thorough selection, but it's kind of cool because this is, you know, a much more useful thing to carry around than a book, and you get a little bit of reference. So it's got everything. It's got like frogs on here and beavers and cottontails and possums, raccoons, bobcats, domestic cats, coyotes, red foxes, deer, bunch of different animals represented on this bandana. So that I find to be a cool item. Again, so far so good for August 2018 BattlBox, in my opinion. The last thing, one more thing in the basic box. Fire Tax reflective trail markers. It's these jobs right here, and what they are, they're just little tacks that you could stick into a tree or whatever when you're tracking at night, right? So like say you were hunting toward dusk and you shot a deer and it starts getting dark as you're still looking for the animal, and you know, you find a bit of blood here. You might want to leave one of these reflective tags on a tree where that bit of blood is and move on and see if you can find more. And if you can't, you can always go back to that spot to start the trail again fresh from there, and you can find it because you got the reflective tack in the tree. These things are supposed to be, I think they're supposed to be visible up to like 100 meters. Oh, it says reusable and visible up to 300 yards, so that's quite a ways, eh? And in the demonstrations I've seen of them, because I have since watched the BattlBox's own video, now that I already knew what was in the contents, they look like they work pretty good. I don't know if I'll find them useful myself, but I can see the functionality of these guys in certain circumstances. So that is the content of the basic box. Altogether, it's valued at $44.98, but the cost to the subscriber is $24.99, right? So even the basic box usually has some cool stuff in there. The only thing that I didn't, not wowed about is the cards. But hey, they can't all be winners. Alright, so now we move on to the advanced box. So the advanced box, you get everything that you get with the basic box, plus a couple of advanced type of items. So the first item in my advanced box is the Barska Lucid 8x21 binoculars valued at $14.99. So this is just a tight little pair of binoculars. I took them out of the box and was playing with them during one of the attempted videos. And they are an interesting pair of binoculars. They got a really good, like a pretty good focus, depth of field, I think they call it, you know, where you can focus in on one spot. And so I'm actually thinking these are going to be useful for me, because I lost my best pair of birding binoculars about a year and a half ago, and then recently I lost the other pair of birding binoculars I was using that was my inferior pair. These aren't like great binoculars, but they're pretty good. I mean, for valued at $14.99, and when I'm looking at stuff, I'm looking way across the coulee, and I can focus in pretty good enough that I could identify plants 100 meters, you know, along the away along the coulee slope. Well, that might not be 100 meters, that might be like 70 meters, but I can look at individual plants and probably even most birds I could identify from that distance with these binoculars. So I think that's another hit for me as far as this month goes. I mean, it doesn't have to be a $500 pair of binoculars to do the job most of the time in the field, for me anyway. And this is so small and compact. That's pretty cool. All right, so that's the first item in the advanced box. The second item is the BattlTac dual flagging tape dispenser, valued at $19.99, and that is this guy here. It's got little belt loops, so you can wear this on your belt. And what's inside of here is you basically got 2 rolls of reflective tape with a divider between them, and you got these holes on the bottom to run your reflective tape out of. So you would wear this if you're out you know, doing a search or doing some tracking and stuff, and you want to leave markers along the trail for whatever, you know. I could even see times when this might be useful in my rattlesnake work, if I just wanted to like ribbon off a little caution area that something's going on in. You just stream it out the bottom and break it off, hey, and tie it and what have you. So wear it on your belt and walk along and stream it as needed. You could be breaking off little pieces for flags, or you could be actually streaming the tape. I don't know that I would say that this represents in appearance to me a $20 value, but I guess it could be close to that, you know. And it's an item that I could see some functionality for, even for me, doing some of the work that I do. So yeah, overall, and that's it for the advanced box. Now, if I had gotten a pro subscription, and that advanced box, by the way, total with all the stuff from the basic box and everything, its value is $79.96, but it costs the $49.99 subscription, right? If I had gotten the pro box, I would have gotten a headlamp, a tracking kit, a survival tracking kit. Not exactly, I can't remember what exactly goes into that, and some AAA batteries to go in the headlamp, right? So that's what you get for another 50 bucks, is you get a headlamp and a tracking kit. I don't think that's, yeah. And then $50 up from that, and you get a knife for the Pro Plus. So I'm happy with the advanced, and I'm happy with this month's BattlBox in general. I don't know which of these items I'm going to give up for my own mystery box, but something's going, and I'm not going to just pass off these cards. I'm going to probably slip these into one of the little Lethbridge libraries, the little library boxes that are around town that people will add and take from. I might slip these into one of those. But something from here, at least one item of this materials here, is going into probably the September box, all right? And then we'll see from there. So yeah, finally, at last, the BattlBox has been reviewed, and looking forward to next month's.